Hello students, today we will start our fifth lecture of Hospital and Clinical Pharmacy. Myself Jitendra Sharma. Today's topic is manufacturing of sterile and non-sterile preparations. In this topic, we will study about its economical considerations. Hospitals are slow moving from buying all other medical requirements from outside by making the manufacturing a part of their medical requirements within their premises. Hathi Committee has recommended the setting up of manufacturing units for IV fluids apart from sterile manufacture of large volume fluids and other parentals. Hospitals can manufacture non-sterile liquid, oral preparation, externals and bulk preparations. Factors which determine the economy of a hospital. In order to develop adequate control over budget for manufacturing, hospital pharmacist is required to consider the following factors. Number 1, material requirements. Number 2, manufacturing requirement. Number 3, manufacturing staff. Number 4, manufacturing capacity. Number 5, manufacturing equipment. Number 6, operating cost. If we look the number 1 point, material requirements. The raw material, packing material and other materials required for manufacturing can be determined by various formulae. If a particular raw material or the packing material is calculated by any different formulae, enter the quantities of such material in a summary sheet and total of all the quantities of each item in done. Manufacturing requirements. For manufacturing requirement, the consumption rate for each item is calculated by reviewing the previous record and comparing this figure with the present requirement. Manufacturing staff. Too many or too less personnel disturb the manufacturing program. The manufacturing section must always be supervised by technical, competent and legally qualified pharmacists who will support technical and non-technical persons. Manufacturing capacity. Manufacturing capacity depends on the availability of equipment and economy of hospital to fulfill the requirement. The selection of equipment is made on the basis of multiple user system. This prevent accumulating of cost equipment unless otherwise required. Number 5, manufacturing equipments. The type and size of manufacturing equipment required in a hospital depends upon manufacturing program, like the quantities of the produced, duration of the production, time, availability of the physical facilities and the availability of persons. Number 6, operating cost. Operating cost include both direct cost, for example labor cost of material etc., and indirect cost like maintenance of building, insurance policies, space maintenance etc. There are various economical considerations which help in making the decisions to make or buy medicines. Factors affecting make or buy decisions are quality. Number one, quality. The quality of outside purchases and the quality that could be possibly achieved in the hospital is compared. If there is great variation in quality and better results can be given, then only we can plan to start manufacturing in the hospital. Quantity. Items required in small quantity can be ordered to suppliers for supply of items which are required every day for use in large quantities can be manufactured in the hospital. Number 3, cost. Here we compare the cost of buying from outside to the cost of in-house manufacturing. Comparative cost sheet can be prepared for this purpose. Cost sheet can be described as follows. Point A, name of product. Point B, total production per year. Point C, cost of raw materials. Point D, labor charges. Point E, expense on closures and labors. Point F, manufacturing overheads like salaries, rent, furniture, reagents, repair of machines, water and electricity, and cost of laboratory animals. Point G, office cost including printing and stationery, etc. H, total cost divided by number of units is equal to cost per unit. Economic order quantity. This is also known as EOQ. Is the quantity of material for which order is to be placed in the cyclic system. It is the requirement in review period and lead time plus buffer stock minus stock in hand. It is calculated by using a formula. As you can see in this slide, the formula is given. EOQ is equal to 2 RS upon IC, where R is annual demand for item. R stands for annual demand for item. C is cost of item required. C is the cost of item required. S is cost of placing one supply order. I carrying cost per rupee in inventory per year. This is the formula. Next is estimation of demand. How we make estimation of demand? The production of sterile and non-sterile pharmaceutical preparations in a hospital depends upon the requirements of the hospitals and is directly related to the future demand. Forecasting is always done to estimate current and future demand of product. There are three methods of demand estimation. Number 1, judgmental. This gives the judgmental of clinical and pharmacy staff based on their own experience about the quantity that will be required for particular pharmaceutical product during that period. Past history. Generally, we believe that future demands are based on the past demands. The past consumption pattern of a hospital is extended to further by constructing a graph of different time series and extrapolating it. Point 2, casual mode. Forecasts depend upon several factors like demand for whole blood is related to number of admissions, is casualty and emergency wards. While as the demand for the antibiotics is related to the number of patients with infectious diseases. Next is sterile manufacture, large and small volume parenterals. The volume of injectable fluids vary greatly from fractions of milliliters to several hundred milliliters. Intravenous fluids vary from 1 ml to 500 ml or more than 500 ml. Intravenous fluids of 500 ml and above are called large volume parenterals (LVP). Facilities and requirements. For sterile manufacturing, following equipments are necessary to meet the requirements of Drug and Cosmetics Act. Point A, storage equipment for ampoules and vials. स्टोरेज इक्विपमेंट, इक्विपमेंट की स्टोरेज चाहिए जो जिसमें हम एम्प्यूल्स और वायल्स बना रहे हैं। एम्प्यूल्स और वायल्स के लिए हमें स्टोरेज पूरी चाहिए। स्टोरेज कैबिनेट्स चाहिए पॉइंट बी में। सी, वाटर स्टिल मशीन ये चाहिए। नंबर डी, एम्प्यूल वाशिंग मशीन चाहिए। ई, एम्प्यूल ड्राइंग मशीन, एम्प्यूल्स को ड्राई करने के लिए मशीन चाहिए। एफ, फिलिंग एंड सीलिंग यूनिट। जी, सेंटर्ड ग्लास फनल चाहिए। एच, फिल्टर प्रेस चाहिए। आई, हॉट एयर ओवन। जे, इक्विपमेंट्स फॉर इवेल्युएशन एंड क्वालिटी कंट्रोल। आई, autoclave. J, labeling and packing units. Facilities. Manufacturing facilities include maximum degree of cleanliness in aseptic filling rooms, while as surrounding areas provide a buffer area in which standards of cleanliness are slightly lower than those maintained in aseptic rooms. For construction, it requires best material and design. The ceiling, walls, and floor should be constructed of material which are easy to clean and non-porous so as to prevent accumulation of dust and moisture. On the best material for the floor is ceramic plastic cement applied as a thick coat on existing floor to which to give continuous wetted surface. Movable metal partitions are used for partitioning of rooms, but they have got the disadvantages of visibility. Glass is generally used for partition and for good supervisory view of manufacturing unit. Equipments which are difficult to be sterilized are kept out of a aseptic area. If they are to be used during processing, they are continuously exposed and disinfecting process. Environmental control. Environmental control. The standards of environmental control may vary depending upon the area involved, the processing, etc. It requires good environmental control prior and during processing. Traffic control. Environmental control can be maintained easily if there is no in and out traffic of supplies and persons. They should be permitted to enter aseptic areas only after following the prescribed procedures like changing of clothes, washing their hands, putting on gloves, shoes, hats, and face masks. Once these Once they enter the aseptic area, they are not permitted to move out of the area till the manufacturing cycle is completed. Unauthorized persons should not be permitted into the aseptic area. Point 1. Maintenance. Generally, cleaning is done at the end of working day or during night. It includes all the surface like ceiling, walls, floors, counters, equipment, etc. It should be kept in mind that cleaning should never be done just prior to the beginning of production process so as to permit the settling of dust from air and allow for the completion of action of disinfectants and UV radiations. Disinfection. Disinfection. All the surfaces should be disinfected in aseptic area and effective liquid disinfectant should be sprayed or wiped on all surfaces. Irradiation. UV rays are antibacterial in action, hence they produce a disinfectant action on direct radiation surfaces. Direct radiation of room is done when personnel are not present. It acts as a good source of reducing the bacterial count on the working bench floors. Lamps are installed above the head level so that persons present are not radiated and only radiate circulating air to reduce the bacterial count during processing. The best practice is to be use UV light rays in the cold cathode mercury vapor lamp, which provides a high proportion of radiations. Air control. Air control. The air is the sterile area can be one of the greatest sources of contamination. Air clearing is done by a series of treatment. Point A. Air from outside in first passed through pre-filter, usually a glass, wool, cloth or shredded plastic to remove large particles. Point B. It is then passed through an electrostatic precipitator which removes the charged particles. C. The air is then passed through HEPA filters, high efficiency particulate air filters. HEPA की फुल फॉर्म क्या है? हाई एफिशिएंसी पार्टिकुलेट एयर filters, having an efficiency of at least 99.57% in removing particles of 1.3 mm and larger. D. The clear and aseptic air is then passed into the aseptic area and maintained under positive pressure, which prevents outside air from rushing into the aseptic area through cracks. Point E. Laminar airflow benches are equipped to provide air of uniform velocity along parallel lines coming through HEPA filters in that confined area. This is a new air control system in which clear filtered aseptic air is blown out throughout the entire working bench. As you can see in this slide, these are the HEPA filter, and here is a blower. As you can look here, this is explained better in this diagram. Manpower requirement. Personnel selected for the preparation of parental products must be met orderly and reliable, falling for some precautions and requirements of personnel in aseptic area. Number one, they should be of good health and free from any dermatological conditions that might increase microbial contamination. Point 2. They must have some knowledge about the basic principles of aseptic process. Number 3. Movements within the room should be minimum and in and out movements are restricted during filling operations. Number 4. Every individual shall use fresh sterilized uniform after every break period. Uniform consists of overalls for both men and women, hoods to completely cover the hair, face mask, plastic shoes, sterilized rubber gloves, goggles. Point 6. An air shower is also used for personnel to remove any loose shreds. Layout of sterilized products area. The area that contains not more than 100 particles per cubic feet of 0.5 mm. The larger size can be achieved by laminar flow of HEPA filters, whereas clear rooms such as class 10,000 can be defined as the area that contains not more than 10,000 particles per cubic feet. The sterilized area can be divided into the following categories. Point 1. Cleanup area. Point 2. Preparation area or compounding area. 3. Aseptic area. 4. Quarantine area. Point 5. Finishing and packing area. Number 1. Clean area. This area has walls and ceilings with film coating material. There should be no holes, corners, or projections. The air should be free from the dirt and microbes. The room should undergo a minimum of 10 to 15 air changes per hour. All incoming air should be passed through filters with an efficiency of at least 95%. Point 2. Preparation or compounding area. In this area, formula is compounded, and for this, it is not essential that area should be generated from weighing and compounding procedure. Cabinets and counters are generally made up stainless steel. The ceiling walls should be made of such materials which are impervious to water. Aseptic area. Point A. The ceiling walls and floor must be sealed properly so that they can be washed and disinfected when required. Point B. All the counters are made up of stainless steel and they are constructed in such a way that dirt particles shall not accumulate. Point C. As much as possible, storage tanks, mixing tanks containing the compounded products should remain outside the aseptic area, and then the product is fed into the aseptic area through pipelines. Point 4. Quarantine area. The purpose of quarantine area is that batches can be stored physically segregated from either in process batches or approved batches in a locked store to which access restricted to a responsible person. Facility should be available for segregation between batches, and storage system is designed in such a way that easy access to each batch of product can be made by an approved person in case of need for resampling. Point 5. Labeling and packing area. In this batch, numbering and overprinting of labels may take place. Adequate space is required for installation of overprinting devices and packing machines. Only one type of product label should be processed at any one time. Formulation of parentals. 1. Vehicle. There are two types of vehicles which are commonly used for the preparation of injections. Point 1. Aqueous vehicle. Water is used as a vehicle for a majority of injectables preparations because it is well tolerated by the body and is safest to administer. The various aqueous vehicles used are: Point 1. Water for injection. Water for injection free from CO2. Water for injection free from dissolved air. Water for injection is the sterile water which is free from volatile, non-volatile impurities and from pathogens. Pathogens are the products of bacterial metabolism and are polysaccharides in nature. They are thermostable, soluble in water, unaffected by the bacterial and can pass through bacteria proof filters. The parogens can be removed from water by simple distillation process by using an efficient trap which prevents the parogen to enter into the condenser. The immediately after the preparation of water for injection, it is filled into the final containers and sealed. The containers are then sterilized by most moist heat method. Water for injections contaminated with parogens may cause rise in body temperature if infected. Hence, test for parogens is done to ensure that water for injections is free from parogen. Point 2. Non-aqueous vehicles. The commonly used non-aqueous vehicles are oils and alcohols. Oils, fixed oils such as arches oil, cottonseed oil, almond oils are used as vehicles. These oily vehicles are used when a sustained effect of drug is required or medicaments are insoluble or slightly soluble in water. Point 2. Alcohols. Ethyl alcohol is used in the preparation of various drugs. Propylene glycol. It is used as vehicle in the preparation of digoxin injection. Antibacterial agents. These substances prevent the growth of microorganisms during storage. Antibacterial agents are added in single dose containers where parental products are sterilized by filtration method. Following are some of the commonly used antibacterial agents. Point 1. Phenol 0.5%, cresol 0.3%, chlorocresol 0.2%, phenyl mercuric nitrate 0.002%. Third point, antioxidant. Antioxidants are used in the formulation to prevent the oxidation of medicaments. The commonly used antioxidants are thiourea, ascorbic acid, and sodium metabolisite. Point 4. Buffers. Buffers are the substances which are added into the preparation to maintain pH within the desired range. So thank you students. I hope so that you had understood today's lecture. Go through this lecture. If you have any queries, let me know. You can call me, message me for any queries. Thank you. We will meet in the next lecture. Thank you.